friends, this is Pastor Jami with Tempe First United Methodist Church. Today I'm wondering, how did you get your name? Did your parents name you after a friend or family member? Or perhaps they named you after somebody famous. Or as in my case, perhaps your parents picked a name that they liked and gave it to you. Our name is one thing that tends to follow us through life. On occasion, we change our names during major life events, but typically our name remains the same. And our name becomes somewhat of our identity. When we meet someone new, one of the first things we typically do is shake their hand. At least we did pre-COVID, and we exchange names. When we ask someone their name, we're really asking for their identity. We're asking, who are you? And a person's name tells us something about them. During biblical times, names had literal meanings in their original languages. So today I want to talk about the name that Moses was given and how he got that name. So as I read this story from Exodus 2, pay close attention to how Pharaoh's daughter chose to give Moses his name. It says, "Then Pharaoh gave an order to all his people, throw every baby boy born to the Hebrews into the Nile River, but you can let all the girls live. Now a man from Levi's household married a Levite woman. The woman became pregnant and gave birth to a son. She saw that the baby was healthy and beautiful, so she hid him for 3 months. When she couldn't hide him any longer, she took a reed basket and sealed it up with black tar. She put the child in the basket and set the basket among the reeds in the riverbank. The baby's older sister stood watch nearby to see what would happen to him. Pharaoh's daughter came down to bathe in the river, while her woman servants walked beside the river. She saw the basket among the reeds and sent one of her servants to bring it to her. When she opened it, she saw the child. The boy was crying, and she felt sorry for him. She said, 'This must be one of the Hebrews' children.' Then the baby's sister said to Pharaoh's daughter, 'Would you like me to go find one of the Hebrew women to nurse the child for you?' Pharaoh's daughter agreed. 'Yes, do that.' So the girl went and called the child's mother. Pharaoh's daughter said to her, 'Take this child and nurse it for me. I'll pay you for your work.' So the woman took the child and nursed it. And after the child had grown up, she brought him back to Pharaoh's daughter, who adopted him as her son. She named him Moses because she said, 'I pulled him out of the water.' Did you catch that, friends? She named him Moses because she drew him out of the water. In Hebrew, the name Moses means to draw out. Not drawing like we do with pencil and paper, but drawing like pulling something out or setting something aside. Thus Pharaoh's daughter named him Moses because she pulled him out of the water. Pharaoh had given orders that all Hebrew baby boys were to be thrown into the Nile River as soon as they were born. But when baby Moses was born, his mother had a different plan. She saw her baby and continued to nurse and to take care of him. But she could only hide him for 3 months. So when she could no longer hide him, I'm assuming his cries were louder and he would soon be mobile, she put him exactly where Pharaoh had said. She put him into the Nile River. Pharaoh, of course, meant for this to lead to his demise. But being put in the Nile River was exactly what saved Moses' life in the end. Little Moses was soon floating safely down the river with his sister watching him. And he was waiting to be rescued by a sympathetic Egyptian woman. And that woman turned out to be none other than Pharaoh's daughter herself. And isn't that irony wonderful? Moses was drawn out of the river by the daughter of the man who had commanded he be killed. And after he was drawn out, his own mother was then given the chance to nurse him and to raise him for some years. And not only that, she was paid to raise her own child. Moses, the one who was drawn out of the river, was destined to save his people, the people of God. And he demanded their freedom from Pharaoh and then led them into the promised land. But it took 40 years of wandering, 40 years of dust, sweat, and work. But just like Moses, God draws us out to transform the world as well. Church, we too have been drawn out of the waters. When we were baptized, water was sprinkled on our head, or perhaps we were immersed in water. And baptism reminds us that we have been drawn out of the chaos and that we are new creations. We are people drawn out of the chaos to go into the world, to draw that world out of chaos as well. So friends, today, I'm wondering, how is God drawing you out of the chaos today? And how might you take steps to live into that calling? And friends, today, may you listen to the God who is calling you. And may you go and transform the world. Amen.